Hello, and welcome to this year's Halloween makeup look. I decided to do a pretty easy, straightforward, at least to me, alien makeup look, kind of glam alien makeup look. So let's get into it. So this year, I wanted to base this makeup off of a user Vasya Kazak, probably not pronouncing that correctly. But I start with a pastel green base. This is one of the Maroon cream blend sticks, and I am just blending that everywhere. I probably could have gone with a darker shade of green, but I wanted it to be pastel. But I later realized once I was taking photos that the pastel green was not showing up as brightly on camera, so that was my bad. So if you want to do this, I would probably go for a darker green. And putting that all over my face and upper body chest area. Next, I am going in with some powder. I started to use a light green eyeshadow, but it wasn't matching exactly to the face paint. So then I just went in with a translucent powder, and I'm just putting that everywhere because I am an oily bitch. And now I am starting in with the pink accents. So this is a ColourPop blush. It's a bright pink blush. And I am going in on the chin and the forehead area based off of my reference photo. And I want to go ham. I really want the pink to pop. So I am layering on a lot of color and just going in as many layers as I need to build up the color. And then I am bringing that pink onto my cheeks. So again, I want this to be a bright pop of color on the face. So I am going in first softly with the pink, but blending it out and then layering it up as I go until I get the desired effect. Next, I am starting to contour. So I wanted the contour to be rather strong. So I'm going in with a slightly darker shade of green to contour around the jaw area. Again, going pretty heavy-handed. At least this is heavy-handed for me and what I usually do. And I really wanted it to show up when I take photos. And then I'm starting to put some purple in the cheek area and bringing it down towards my jaw to make that contour really stand out. And I wanted to do a more like chiseled look. And I'm also bringing the purple onto my forehead area and into my hair. Again, adding dimension, adding color, all based on my reference photo. And I'm really building up the purple quite a lot around my hairline and on the forehead area. I'm adding more purple on the cheeks and around other parts of my face as I'm going, just to build up that color, because like the pink, I really wanted the purple to pop quite a lot. And now I'm also adding purple onto the chest area. To me, this kind of reminded me of like how a lizard's belly is a different color than its back and the rest of its body. So that in my head was kind of my reference point. So this is theoretically the belly of this alien creature that I'm painting. And then I added some darker green into the hollows around my collarbone just to add some dimension. There's not really a need for it. But then I also went in and added some pink accents on my chest area, and I'm just going back and forth with the purples and greens to build up the contour around my jaw and chin area. I'm adding a darker green around my brow bone and along the nose contour area, just to add depth and also to enhance the green color more of just the whole look. I'm adding more blush on my cheeks and a bit more on my nose, and I'm also adding pinks and purples around my ear because I am going to add little elf ears later on. And so now I'm starting the eye makeup. So this is a more structured / detailed eye look, but I'm going in with a dark blue shade and I'm starting to build out the shape. So it's kind of like 3 wings. That's the best I can describe the shape. And then in between the wings, I am adding white to make it look really crisp. But I'm just building up the blue now around the outer triangle area of my eye and smoking it out a bit. And then going in with very small detailed brushes to build up those wing shapes. The whole time I'm using very small brushes to get the details I need, and then using a larger brush on my lid to buff out the blue. And now I'm adding white to the bottom area of my lower lash to help make my eyes appear bigger, and also adding the white areas in between the wings to clean that up. For the lips, I am adding the same blush color on my lips and then going in with the same dark blue on the eyes and bringing that onto the lips and really smoking it out and making it very messy, kind of. It's kind of like a lip liner, but I'm buffing out a lot. And I just want the lips to also have a nice pop of color similar to the eyes. For the brows, I added a regular clear brow gel, but then I also go in with a gold brow gel just to add a little pizzazz. And now for the glitter, my favorite part. So I'm going in with some Carla Cosmetics glitter. I forget what it's called exactly, but I'm going with 2 shades again to just add that sparkle, that pop of color around the eyes and on the lips. I'm adding some beauty marks, also based on the reference photo. And now this is me painting the little elf ears. I know this is not an elf character, but I thought having pointed ears would elevate the alien look. So I'm just adding the green and purple eyeshadows onto the elf ears so it matches the rest of the face and body. And that is the finished look. This is the finished alien look. Painted some little pointy ears. And I feel like I'm so oily when I put so much powder on my face. And yeah, that's it. Honestly, pretty doable for Halloween day because it's just makeup. Nothing too crazy. So yeah.